please.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Here.
Mr. DeSarno? Here. Mrs. Joffrey?
Here.
Mayor Morgan?
Here.
Mr. Munoz?
Present.
Mrs. McKnight? Here. Mrs. Belisca?
Present.
Salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's a public meeting of Borough Council, Borough of New Providence, County of Union, State of New Jersey. Adequate notice has been given in accordance with PL 1975, Chapter 231. That annual notice of revision was made in conformance with Section 13 of the Act. Tonight, we have Zachary Pereira to come up here and talk about his Eagle Scout project. And it's actually my favorite sport, bocce. As an old man, it's my favorite sport. I can still play it.
I can't see where the cursor is on there.
It's all the way to the right.
Yeah. Yeah. Can someone guide me to the present button, please?
All, where do you want to go?
You want up?
Straight up.
You're good.
No, not that. Never mind.
Escape.
It's the
Slideshow?
Next to that.
The white, it's right next to the
Next.
orange one.
It's a couple
To the
of-
left of the orange, to the left.
There you go.
Yeah, wait, down
Down,
a little,
down?
down a little. There you go.
There we go. He doesn't have his
Yay.
glasses on.
Yeah, so I'm Zachary Pereira. I'm a rising senior. I am a Life Scout of Troop 63. I'm working towards my Eagle Scout project. For my Eagle Scout project, I want to renovate the bocce courts at Oakwood Park and the surrounding area. So, why Oakwood Park? It's just a nice public place that a lot of groups use. It's something that I've always gone to, and it's just a place that I've always liked. And it's just something that I can do to help the community because the court could use a little bit of love right now. So there are multiple aspects. First part of it is mainly the court. It's kind of in disrepair. You can see on the left picture, the inside of the court has a lot of weeds. It's not as easy to see, but a lot of the rock dust needs to be replaced. It needs to be leveled out. So I'll just roll that out and just level it, replace it. In the right picture, you can see that there's a lot of the overgrowth from the forest coming in and impeding on the area. This will be put on display much better when I start talking about the benches in the area in general. Also on the court, there's a lot of damage on the boards. So you can see on the two boards, the one on the left broken off, the one on the right has it caves in because it's been broken off like that. There are a lot of boards like this around the whole court, so fixing it can just make it more usable and better. The benches. So there are 3 benches. Of the 3 benches that I have listed there, this is bench 3. It's ideally what the bench should be like and look like. The top of them are actually the Trex boards, which is like the plastic in the wood. So I would clean those up by using bleach, just scrubbing it off, make it better. But of the 3 benches in the area, the first one is unstable. On the left, it's a little hard to see because of the lighting. But at the bottom there, it's all rotted and broken down. So when you try to sit on the bench, it folds. That's obviously unsafe. You want to fix that. The second bench, it is obviously overgrown and impeded on. You can't really sit at it. So to help the area and the bench in total, I would just push all that back. Yeah, what I would do, it's kind of what I've been saying the whole time, just beautify the area, push all that overgrowth back, fix everything that is wrong, like the court, the inside of the court, all the weeds in there, the surrounding area, pushing the growth back, fixing and cleaning up the benches. What I've already done, I've gotten approval from Allison Smith from the Providence Recreation Department, spoken with her a little bit. I've spoken with Ralph from DPW. I had a meeting with him a little while ago. We went to the court. We discussed all the aspects that we would want to change. For instance, he said that for the broken boards, that the base of it was pretty structurally sound. It's just all the broken boards on the top would need to be replaced. So I would go into more detail with him and discuss further with him on what we should do to make this project the best it could be. And I am currently seeking approval from the BSA. I've sent in the project proposal, and this is just kind of the next step in like what I need to do. So the impact of this project, it would be to help beautify the area, make it more usable and presentable to the public. When a lot of people go to Oakwood Park to use it and like to have functions and like just get-togethers and use the park, there's the pavilion area. This is right off to the left. So having it right there in the central area could help really unify and just bring together the area as something better that the community can use. And that's it. Thank you.
That's awesome.
What a great project.
That is-
And you know, that bocce court is also used for the toddlers for the Easter egg hunt. But, you know, I know years ago we rebuilt the bocce court at the Packet Club. And it's not an easy task, so, you know, I really appreciate you doing this. This is an extraordinary project, and one that'll be used all the time.
For sure.
So can I ask you a couple questions?
Sure.
All right? So, I don't want to make it too easy on you, okay? It is a great project. I do walk my dog through Oakwood Park a couple times a day. I walk by that bocce court, and it is in disrepair right now, so I think this is a great project for the community, so thank you. So replacing the wood, explain that for me. Are you working with DPW, or are you doing that yourself? You're pulling the wood out, replacing it with new wood?
Yeah, so I would be taking all like the broken boards off, basically all the boards that sit on top of it. When I talked to Mr. Parlapiano from DPW, he said he would supply a dumpster for that. So it's basically when I go and actually do the project, I will schedule a time. I will get a lot of the Boy Scouts together and other just volunteers that I can. We will go in and do all the labor. The DPW involvement is mostly for like guidance and saying what we should do, because Department of Public Works think they have a better scope of what they want to be done on the area and just like what we can do.
Right. Okay, great. Yeah, no, I think it's a great project. Like I said, yeah, I walked by one day and there was a whole group of senior citizens playing bocce, and I went over and talked to them for a bit, and they were great guys, and they were having a great time, and they asked me if we could build another one, right? I mean, they
There
use
used
it.
to be two.
They use it, which is
There
good.
used to
and-
be two courts.
Yeah, and yeah, hopefully after you're done, we continue to maintain it. So thank you again.
Of course, thank you.
Great project. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice job, Zachary. Great.
Do we have to formally
Thanks,
vote on
Zach.
this, or-
Thank you.
Did a great job.
Thank you.
I don't think so.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
We're excited.
Can't wait to see the finished pictures.
Okay. Let's go to correspondence. Public service, electric and gas, extension of freshwater general permit number 2. They ask for these general permits every year, and they're always granted by the state. Penn Jersey Environmental certification for 755 Central Avenue. Jeffries Engineering, they had to provide a flood hazard area verification because they want to put an extension on Spring Grove. State of New Jersey, Transportation Alternative Set-Aside Program we talked about last meeting. We're going to look if we qualify for any grants. Here's some good news. The state of New Jersey is awarding us $223,000 for Safe Route to Schools, which is great. Echo Science updated receptor evaluation for 232 South Street, and then the next one is from the same place, a response to the outcome, and they said they completed it. Langen remediation, their biennial certification form for 600 Mountain, and Brian Gardner, Commerce Street Bridge Project update. And I know Kevin's supposed to be here. He can give us the update, but I know, Bernadette, you responded already. Okay, council business. Diane, administration.
Thank you, Mayor. First, we have authorization to bid professional services. Basically, this is the borough requesting permission from the council to bid the following professional services as they are at the end of their contract life. Banking services, employee assistance services, architectural services, planning services, legal services, engineering services, and insurance brokerage services. We also have ordinance 2022-07, an ordinance adopting a form of notice of claim pursuant to NJSA 59-8-6. And this ordinance will adopt the form used to file a notice of claim with the borough. There's also the ordinance 2022-08, which is an ordinance amending Chapter 147 of the Code of the Borough of New Providence entitled Fees and Licenses, and this is additional clarification for the wording of the sewer connection fees. 2022-151 is a resolution of the Borough Council of the Borough of New Providence, County of Union, State of New Jersey, adopting cybersecurity and incident management policies for the Borough of New Providence. And these policies are required by the GSMIF in order to maintain our cybersecurity coverage. And last, I have 2022-152, which is a resolution authorizing the mayor and municipal clerk of the municipality of New Providence to execute an agreement with the County of Union to modify the cooperative agreement dated June 2014 as amended July 2017. And this is adopting a shared service agreement with the county in order to continue to receive funding as an urban community. One of the major points of this is New Providence will receive $50,000 this year for roof repairs to the DeCorso Center. And that's it.
Okay, Pete, community activities.
Thank you, Mayor. Community Activities only has one resolution. Resolution 2022-153 is a salary resolution for an additional camp counselor. That's it.
Okay, Nadine, communications.
Yeah, that's actually Lisa. Lisa's the chair of the committee.
Oh, okay, Lisa.
So it's Resolution 2022-154. It's a resolution of the Borough Council of the Borough of New Providence, County of Union, State of New Jersey, adopting communications plan for the Borough of New Providence. So this resolution is adopting the communication plan that we have in place. And then from this, our standard operating procedures will be updated to correspond with this plan. I'll give a little bit more on that when we go over the committee reports as well.
Okay. Engineering, Matt.
All right, get your seatbelts.
Got some water there?
What's that?
Got some water?
Yeah. Resolution 2022-155. It's a resolution accepting a bids and awarding contract to Franklin Flooring, Inc., 85 Park Avenue, Nutley, New Jersey, for the Municipal Center Toilet Renovation Project in the amount of $149,240. And what this is a resolution awarding the contract to Franklin Flooring for the renovation of our 2 bathrooms on the 2nd floor here in the municipal building. We've received 9 bids overall. The lowest bid, unfortunately, was disqualified, and this was the second lowest bid. And just to give you an idea of our largest bid, came in at $235,400. And this renovation will also include installation of some of the hands-free equipment that we received from our COVID funds. Okay, let me find my place again. Resolution 2022-156 is a resolution accepting the proposal of Collier Engineering and Design for professional engineering and construction services regarding NJDOT 2019-2020 various street projects. There are a few of these here. This one relates to Elkwood, Brookside, and Glenbrook, as well as some various drainage improvements, handicap ramps, curb replacements. Resolution 2022-157 is a resolution accepting the proposal of Collier Engineering and Design for professional services and construction services regarding various streets. This one relates to Woodbine Circle. I'm going to step away from voting on this one, Wendy, if you don't mind, please, since it is my street. Resolution 2022-158 is a resolution accepting the proposal of Collier Engineering and Design for professional engineering and construction services for NJDOT 2022 various streets. This here is the survey, design, bidding, and grant administration services related to Fairmont Road, Bromley Court, Woodcrest Drive. Includes drainage improvements, curbing, base repair, ADA, curb ramps, striping, and restoration. Resolution 2022-159 is a resolution accepting the proposal of Collier Engineering for professional engineering and construction services regarding the Douglas Street Bridge project. So this is the design and overseeing that project. So it includes survey, structural, ecological, and geotechnical and design. Resolution 2022-160 is a resolution accepting the proposal of Collier Engineering and Design for professional engineering and construction services regarding the Lane Bridge. Again, same services, survey, structural, ecological, geotechnical, and design construction administration services. Resolution 2022-161 is a resolution accepting the proposal of Collier Engineering and Design for professional engineering and construction services regarding Commerce Drive Bridge project. Again, another bridge, same services, survey, structural, ecological, geotechnical, and design construction services. Resolution 2022-162 is a resolution accepting the proposal of Collier Engineering and Design for professional engineering and construction services regarding the community pool pedestrian bridge project. This is the same services, survey, structural, ecological, geotechnical, and design construction administration services. Do we have any more bridges in town?
Commerce.
There we go. Resolution 2022-163 is a resolution accepting the proposal of Collier Engineering and Design for professional engineering and construction services regarding the Clearwater Dam Emergency Action Plan project. And what this is this is professional services, engineering services that are associated with our Clearwater Dam Emergency Action Plan. This emergency action plan is required by the DEP, which establishes the procedures necessary to protect life and property in the areas affected by the failure of a dam or by uncontrolled release of impound water, in addition to providing for effective, timely response to emergency conditions occurring at the dam. Resolution 2022-164, resolution accepting the proposal of Collier Engineering and Design for professional engineering and construction services regarding Central Avenue and Valentine Road pedestrian crossing. This is for professional traffic engineering services for the intersection improvements at Central Avenue and Valentine Road to include the construction of a rectangular rapid flashing beacon system for pedestrian crossing Central Avenue. Resolution 2022-165, resolution accepting the proposal of Collier Engineering and Design for professional engineering and construction services regarding the community pool walking path project. We started this project last year. We did a part of the walking path where we had some issues, right? We made it safe so that people can use the walking path. This is the remaining walking path, and Collier is going to help us make sure that we enhance that for all the community. Resolution 2022-166 is a resolution accepting the proposal of Collier Engineering and Design for professional engineering and construction services regarding cricket pitch project. We have our cricket pitch friends in the audience today. This is for professional engineering services associated with the Warner Field cricket pitch. Services include survey, design, and vendor coordination for that turf installation. We're very excited to get that started. Resolution 2022-167 is a resolution accepting the proposal of Collier Engineering and Design for professional engineering and construction services regarding Southgate and Ryder Way traffic study project. And so what this is we're going to evaluate the impact of the construction on the senior housing up there on Mountain Avenue. And they're going to look at Ryder Way and Southgate and determine whether or not a cul-de-sac, making that a cul-de-sac would benefit that traffic pattern.
Okay, well, Matt, you might as well keep going, you're in a roll.
All right, so on to finance. Resolution 2022-168 is a resolution authorizing the cancellation of grant funds receivable and appropriated Here, we're canceling the community development block grants that we received for our senior programs. One's in the amount of $11.97, and the other in $1,935. It sounds like a lot, but that was related to our senior health fair that we weren't allowed to have due to COVID. Resolution 2022-169 is a resolution providing for the insertion of any special items of revenue of the 2022 budget pursuant of NJS 40A 4-87, Chapter 159, PL 1948, fiscal year 2023 municipal alliance funding. This is inserting $1,884 into our 2022 budget for fiscal year 2023 to be used between July and June of next year for our municipal alliance funding, which brings our total municipal alliance receipts up to $10,394. That's fantastic. Resolution 2022-170 is a resolution authorizing payment of attached bills payable in the amount of $333,201. Thank God that number is so low due to all the projects we just approved. Basically, one of the significant items here is our June health benefit premiums of $107,000. And looking through the bills payable, we had a couple of our garbage bill of around $28,000 and recycling as well in I think $18,000. So that's it.
Okay. Nadine, Municipal Alliance.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 2022-171 is a resolution approving submission to the Union County Division of Planning for grants funds for the Municipal Alliance for fiscal year 2023. So as Matt just mentioned, we received an extra $1,884. So the total we are receiving for the Alliance this year is $10,394 on behalf of the local advisory committee on alcoholism and drug abuse. This grant also requires us to have a 25% cash match and a 75% in-kind match. So that's how the different departments work with the Alliance, how we do put in some money for the fund as well. We don't have the budget yet, what they're going to be using it for, but we can anticipate great things as they help all of our schools and our residents learn more about alcohol and drug abuse.
Okay. Rob, personnel, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The first is an authorization to post a job opening for a road person. Our DPW has a vacancy, so they're looking to hire a road person. Their starting salary is going to be $40,000, and of course they get step increases every year. The next one is an authorization to advertise a part-time custodian for the DeCorso Center and the library. If you recall, last week we had the last meeting we had a resignation of our part-time custodian at the DeCorso Center, who had been there for many, many years. And this is just an authorization to advertise his position for a new person. That'll be a 20-hour-a-week job, paying $20 per hour. And the next one is Resolution 2022-172. It's a resolution accepting the written employment resignation of Dan Lorimer as SLEO 3 for the Borough of New Providence Police Department. If anyone goes to Saltbrook or as a parent at Saltbrook, you know Dan, you've seen him out there on the street conducting traffic during drop-offs and pickups. Dan, he did a great job at Saltbrook. Everyone liked him. He'll be missed, but he was offered a full-time job, I think, out of Warren, paying a substantial amount of money that we couldn't match. That's it.
Yeah, Dan Lorimer, just an incredible individual, and he will be sorely missed. Just an incredible man, and I hope it doesn't work out, Warren, because we'll take it back in a second. But at any rate, next is public safety, and I'm glad our engineer Kevin just walked in. We have an introduction of ordinance 2022-09, which is going to change the traffic pattern around the high school. There's a lot of reasons why we're going to do that. One is safety reasons. After Uvalde, what they found is that people were coming in back doors, side doors. Right now, people drop off on the side and walk in, and that's going to stop. That's all going to stop. Everybody is going to have to walk through the front door where the school resource officer is. Our top priority in the borough is safety. And we don't want anything like happened in Uvalde, happened in New Providence. And everybody says, well, you know what, it won't happen here. You never know where it's gonna happen. So you always have to be proactive. Also, everybody knows, going to the high school area schools, that traffic is a major problem. So the police, as well as the engineer, have come up with plans, and there will be a detailed presentation by Sergeant Diamond next council meeting. But Kevin's here, you can give us a preliminary of what this ordinance will do.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, thank you for coming.
No problem, anytime. So the general intent of this ordinance is to flow traffic in one direction, mostly in the westbound, starting from South Street and then out to Balcom. Westview and High Street will continue to operate as two-way traffic. There'll be some parking restrictions, most of it will be maintained, but there will be some parking restrictions during school hours, and that's more to stop people from dropping off at High Street or on Westview. We want them to drop off directly in front of the school. That's why we're going to make Pioneer one-way going westbound out to Balcom, and there'll be areas right in front of the school directly, and then directly in front of like the horseshoe area where there'll be drop-off zones. There'll be a single drop-off lane, so if you're a parent dropping off your child, you would enter into the drop-off lane. Once you enter into the drop-off lane, there's going to be striping. You can't, and cones, so you can't cross out of it. You can't, look up ahead and say, oh, there's an open spot, I'm going to go speed up and cut everybody else off and drop my kid off first. You're going to be stuck in a lane. It'll be done in groups, usually 20, 30, 40 cars will pull in, open the doors, kids get out, close the doors, that group of cars goes ahead, the next group follows in behind. There's also bypass lanes, so if there's any teachers coming in or drop-offs directly to the front of the school, they can bypass that lane and enter into the parking lot, or just bypass the school entirely and go out the balcony if they wanted to. But this is to kind of channelize drop-off, so you don't have the situation which you have now, is people coming in from different directions, everybody trying to get their spot up front to drop off, cutting each other off. It just creates a lot of commotion and kind of a gridlock pattern. So I know we looked at this in other areas in other towns, and we actually did something similar like this in my own town myself. So this strategy does work. It sounds kind of, you're channeling people into one location for drop-off. It seems like a lot, but it works a lot more efficiently. It's almost like an assembly line that manufacturers do in car manufacturing or processing of any material. It's all done in groups, so it works a lot more efficiently that way.
Yes, and thank you, Mayor, so the main point here is safety, and to your point, that trumps everything in my mind as well. But just because I think there will be questions on it, the fact that you're coming in at one point or one direction, I guess, because right now there's a lot of traffic from both sides, there's no doubt about that, so I make sure you have a good appreciation for that. But if the thought pattern is going one way, you're saying we'll have also greater efficiency, right? You're hoping?
Yes.
So the stack won't back up even further than it is now?
It'll back up into the High Street, into Westview possibly, depending on how many cars come in at once, but it clears out a lot quicker because there's no gridlock, there's no conflicting movements now at this point. Everybody's going in the same direction, going the same way. There's nobody trying to make a left-hand turn when somebody's trying, to make a right-hand turn getting out, and they're waiting for, people to circulate that horseshoe pattern there. Because right now, a lot of people come in from both directions, and it basically just, you have conflicting movements, and once too many cars pile up, they can't back up behind them, they can't go anywhere in front of them, nobody can make a left-hand turn out of there, so it kind of creates that issue. So we're going to eliminate that and keep all the traffic pattern in one direction.
Okay, and then how about, is now the time to ask questions, or would you prefer at the next meeting?
Well, probably the next meeting, but I mean.
I just have one other question.
Yeah, go ahead.
The other question I have, so coming out and then coming back onto Central, that would be the way you would proceed out, right? You would come out that way.
Yes, you come out onto Balcom, and
Is
from
there any,
Balcom.
right now we have a crossing guard there that basically, is there any thought to making it, because that's a tough out there.
Yeah.
It backs up now tremendously, but now having everyone go in that direction is going to be even more. Is there any thought with regard to how we would staff that to make the traffic flow? I don't know if we have a police officer
So
there.
it'll be one way out all the way to Balcom. So Balcom will basically become 2 lanes, and as you get to Pioneer will become 2 lanes. Pioneer to Balcom will become 2 lanes.
Right.
Once you get to Union or to Central, it'll be a right and a left-hand turn.
Well,
So
that's the problem. I'm making that left is enough to back up everybody.
So
So
people,
I'm
the
thinking-
There will
traffic
be a
pattern,
police officer there.
That's my point.
at the beginning, yeah, there'll be
That's-
police officers to help direct
That's
and
my
help
point.
guide
Because if
people.
someone's making a left, it's backing up a lot
Yeah,
right
so there'll be enough stacking there for people who want to make the left. Most people will probably want to make the right out of there and find other alternates ways around if the left-hand turn becomes too long of a
I've
wait.
done it every morning the past 10 years, so whatever, however, so I know how
So
it
the
works.
the two lanes give you the
I
option.
get it, I get it. You have two
So the
spots.
person wanting to make the right-hand turn isn't going to be sitting in a line for 10 minutes for waiting everybody else to make a left-hand turn. They're going to be, they have their own lane to make a quick right-hand turn.
Okay,
out
and
of
this
there.
is something that not only from an engineering perspective, but from our police department perspective, it's being recommended.
Yes.
And also,
Thank you.
from the school administration,
Okay.
they are fully on board with this.
Okay.
They have control of the situation. And, maybe next year, we're going to have to look and put a traffic light there. We have to see how it works. But you have to take one step at a time. Because, putting in traffic light, we did the one on Maple Street in Central, it cost us $250,000.
Yeah.
So, Central Avenue isn't a county road, so they're not going to help us with that. But we'll have to see. But safety is a priority.
Yeah, and some of the other things we're looking at too, the student parking lot right now, we're going to put a fence, because right now students park and they cross anywhere, across
Yeah.
Pioneer, so we're going to look to put a fence across that.
And
And
teachers.
a mid-block crossing,
Teachers, of
right where the driveway is now, they currently keep it blocked off, we're going to put a gate there, put a mid-block crossing there, that way it channelizes everybody to walk to one location and cross, and having the one-way traffic also helps that, because you're going to have a group of cars come, drop off and stop, where you're going to have traffic completely stopped, and you're going to have a raised crosswalk, students can cross, cars can keep going, and then you can have that kind of a trading off pattern, cars can go, students can cross, type thing, so.
Because where student parking lot is,
Sure,
there
sure.
will be a fence there, so
understand.
it does, okay?
To channel the.
The other thing that
pedestrians.
Bernadette and I were talking about is that we're going to bring the sidewalk all the way to the curb line. That way, everybody can get out of their cars on the right-hand side. And when it snows, it's easy to remove the snow.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the drop-off will be curb, sidewalk, 6 feet, so it makes for an easy drop-off, like the mayor
So,
said.
so, should answer this question now, and we'll probably have this question come up next meeting as well, is, I know we had some concerns in the past about making sure we're following guidelines or regulations in the state to be able to change streets and speed limits and things of that nature, so are we okay there?
Yes, yeah, our traffic group has reviewed these plans and concur with we agree with what the your police traffic directors kind of came up with, so we reviewed it and are on board with this decision.
But as far as timing with the state or any guidelines or regulations as far as.
So there's
being
nothing
able to do that?
with the state level. There is some stuff that we're looking at on South Street to help with people making a left-hand turn off of South Street onto either Westview or to High Street. So there's going to be some restrictions, and we're looking to put a dedicated left-hand turn lane onto High Street. That way, and prohibiting left-hand turns onto Westview. That way people, if they're stacking up on High, don't want to, cut off traffic and go to Westview and try to sneak in. So we are looking at changes on South Street itself, but that is a county road. So we're going to have to work with the county to see if they'll accept those changes and those recommendations. But that's, from a cost standpoint, it's more of a striping. We're not looking to realign the roadway or the curb lines or anything like that. It's more striping patterns to redo. That will need the county approval, but all the other changes that we're making is strictly on the local level.
Great, thank you.
So when this is on the agenda, I guess our next meeting, we'll have a representative, Bernadette, from
July.
July.
19th.
Yeah, please,
Police department will be here.
maybe even the
Yes.
school district, I'm not sure, so you're saying there's sign as well as, and you'll be there as well to
Yeah.
answer any questions that the public may
The
have.
school district
Thank
already
you.
signed off on it, so.
Okay.
And then will we have like some sort of, I don't know, like a graphic or something that a visual, thank you.
Yes.
Yes,
Because now I'm confused about the High Street having two lanes on South Street, one going left and one going straight.
No,
Yes, on-
they'll make up a
A dedicated, yeah.
presentation.
Yeah, we will have a map, an overall map kind of showing traffic patterns and all that. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, before you leave, give me an update on the Commerce Street Bridge.
It's in fabrication right now.
Perfect.
They haven't given us any further updates on the actual delivery timeframe other than August and September is what they're saying right now.
Yeah, September's no good.
We're pushing them for August. They came in for the other bridges 6 weeks early. So that they've been tending to give us, and we work with them on other projects too, not just that they give longer lead items, they tend to come in earlier, so
Okay,
we'll continue to push with them.
okay. Any other questions while Kevin's here? No?
Thank you.
Okay,
Great, thank you.
Thanks.
okay. Let's go down. Resolution 173 is issuance of a plenary liquor license to Bistro 73, which is New Providence Bar and Kitchen. 174 is the issuance of ABC Club license, which is to Hilltop Social, which is up at Lantern Hill. 175 is the issuance of a liquor license to Jancha LLC, which is M&M Liquors. 176 is issuance of a liquor license to Murray Hill Inn, which goes to over at Moe's. Next one is the issuance of a liquor license to Port O'Healy, which is the Prestige Diner. 178 is resolution appointing Kevin Gutierrez to Officer Step 8 on the patrolman guide, and Kevin's done an excellent job for us. Okay, Resolution 179 is appointing Mary Ann Panic as a school crossing guard. 180 is for Stryker Sales Corp. for $55,069.38, and it's for a power loader for patients being loaded into the ambulance. You know, I can't tell you how many times over the years that not only EMS people, but police officers trying to lift somebody into the ambulance or lifting somebody right onto the stretcher. They hurt their backs or pull something. Alex, you would know, you're on the EMS. This is sorely needed. Resolution 181 is for Motorola Solutions, and it's for $14,000, and that's to replace the digital radios that the police have. What we have are the analog radios, and they had to put what they call a patch on it to make it digital, so they're getting rid of the patch and buying the new digital radios. And Resolution 182 is retail distribution liquor license to Wine Outlet LLC. Okay, Public Works, Lisa.
Thank you, Mayor. First up, we have an authorization to bid for recycling, collection, and marketing services. So our original recycling contract agreement was in effect from October 2018 to December 31st, 2020. Our recycling company is Giordano. They were able to extend that contract for 2 years at the original price of $285,000 a year. So we were lucky to get that. Unfortunately, by law, we're unable to extend the contract further and need to rebid it for 2023. So I'm sure we're all well aware of the challenges that we're seeing in the recycling market right now. And since our last contract, there's been some significant changes and increases. So unfortunately, we'll probably see a significant increase in this new contract. And just as a frame of reference, Summit saw a 66% increase in their price from the previous contract and only received one bid. So there we go.
Yeah, when we had a mayor's meeting, we were, I think, the first town to come up with the contract. And I said to everybody there, watch out, because it's going up. And they wanted to go up from $199,000 to $399,000, and I don't know, we renegotiated for $299,000.
Yeah.
And, at that time, I asked the county to look into it, see if we can't go with the county recycling program, because like Somerset County has, but I haven't heard anything, so I think I'm gonna resurrect that idea, because you have 21 municipalities in Union County. It would make sense if you had one contract and see if you can't lower the price for everybody. it's kind of crazy for everybody paying these amounts. So, okay, I'm sorry.
So get that done now.
Yeah, I'll try.
Next, we have Resolution 183. This is a resolution approving partial payment number 3, which is also the final payment, for DLS contracting in the amount of $17,190.89. This is for Brookside Drive, Glenbrook Road, Fairview Avenue, and Elkwood Avenue improvement projects. Resolution 184 is a resolution advancing Joseph Pasquale to Step C, third plant operator in the Public Works Department for the Borough of New Providence. So this is an advance for him from third plant operator, Step C, to second plant operator, Step C. Good for him. We're also going to, Resolution 185 is also going to advance Diego Franco to Step C, third plant operator in the Public Works Department of the Borough of New Providence. Resolution 186 is a resolution approving the requisition R22011187 for W.E. Timmerman Company, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $127,353.44. Source well contract 031121 ODB for the replacement leaf vacuum. So obviously this is for the purchase of a new leaf vac, which will come in handy soon enough. Before you know it.
Hopefully not.
Resolution 187 is a resolution advancing Ali Dennis Curdo to Step E in the Public Works Department of the Borough of New Providence. So Ali is advancing from Step C to Step E, and is part of the collective bargaining agreements. There's no Step D, in case you were wondering. Resolution 188 is a resolution authorizing agreement between the Borough of New Providence and the County of Union regarding Conservation Center leaf disposal. This resolution approves a memorandum of agreement with Union County for leaf disposal at the current rate of $4 per yard for loose leaves, $6 per yard for compacted leaves for the upcoming leaf season. Resolution 189 is a resolution approving requisition R2201247 for Tilcon New York, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $70,000. Morris County Co-op Contract Number 6 Road Overlay Program. This is approving Tilcon to pave Pioneer Drive from Providence Street to Central Avenue. Next, we have Resolution 190, and that is a resolution approving requisition R2201235 for W. Granger, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $9,832.90. It's New Jersey State Contract 19 Fleet 0056. It's for the wastewater treatment plant pump replacement. So this is for the purchase of 2 motors for the aerators at the wastewater treatment plant. And that's it.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Okay, any discussion items? Seeing none. Council committee reports, really, public safety. We discussed the traffic plans. I just want to make sure that everybody understands that there is still a lot of utility work going on. And just be careful when you're driving. I know it's an inconvenience sometimes, but all this stuff has to get done. It seems like every new road that we pave, that there was a water break or something else, but we're on top of it, and I know it's very frustrating for everyone. Public safety, they had the radio club there. They work with the police on different events. They had their field day that I went to Saturday, and that's really all I have. Matt?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So, Board of Health, we have our next meeting coming up in July 6th. but did want to mention that they are offering vaccines now for children from 6 months through 4 years, and you can get that through an online appointment. You have to go to westfieldnj.gov/vaccine-appointments. I believe that's online, right on the website as well. We did have a meeting, I think Councilman DeSarno will give an update, but I just wanted to, we had a meeting with Allison and our Recreation Department, and yeah, I just want to reiterate it, I'm a big fan, I've always been a big fan of our Rec Department. They do a great job in offering services to our community, and it's just a really great meeting, talking with Allison and all the different programming, and we're back. I think we're back at post-COVID numbers, which is really, really good to see. I think community is definitely blossoming. On the Finance Committee, just wanted to give an update. I said last meeting I'd give you an update on a timeline and what we're doing. So I wanted our CFO to be here to answer some questions, but he couldn't make it today. So just real quick, we're going to be issuing a $9 million bond anticipation note. Okay. That bond anticipation note is going to be used to pay for projects that we've approved in our previous capital budgets that haven't been funded yet, as well as any capital projects that we have recently approved that we'll be funding within the next 12 months. The CFO recommends going out with a bond anticipation note versus a long-term bond, and the reason being right now with the market, there's some issues, supply chain, inflation, et cetera. So we're looking at the short-term interest rates right now for the bond anticipation notes, somewhere around what he's seeing is 1.5% to 2.75% versus long-term 10-year bond notes that are upwards of 3.5%. So we're going to go with the 1-year bond. If the rates continue to go down, we could always convert that at any time. So just on a timing perspective, we will be issuing a notice of sale shortly in the month of July. That notice of sale will then require a dead period, which is a period of no action, and then we'll receive the funds and go from there. That's all I have.
Great, thanks, Matt. Pete?
Okay, Mayor. Capital review, although we're through our cycle, we're still going to have another meeting in July, just from a process improvement standpoint, and we've talked about doing some things that will make our capital plan even more robust in the future, and our Borough Administrator, Bernadette's leading that effort, so I look forward to that meeting in July. Community activities, as Councilman Comiskey mentioned, Councilman Comiskey and I met with our director, Allison Smith, I guess it was last week. She gave us an update. It was just a touch point meeting. She does a wonderful job of updating us on the good work that group does. And as Matt had mentioned, very robust summer plan in place and activities being offered to the community. One thing that, just to make sure the community is aware, on Sunday, July 3rd, we'll have our fireworks, which I know people are excited about, beginning at 9:30. So make sure you mark your calendars for that. Shared services, we have a meeting scheduled, or we're in the process of scheduling in July, a shared services meeting. That's Councilwoman Beliska, myself, and our Borough Administrator will be meeting with folks from the county just to talk about the things that they do and different shared services, and just another good opportunity to keep that line of communication obviously open and meet with those folks. Finally, sustainability. We have our monthly sustainability meeting actually tomorrow night, and that's it. Thank you.
Okay, Nadine?
Okay, thank you, Mayor. So Business and Professional Association. Here is the business community update. The New Providence business is proud to present 3 free summer concerts offering music, refreshment, and entertainment for the whole family. The concerts feature a magician to entertain the kids. Prestige Diner is generously donating hot dogs that the New Providence Lions Club will cook and serve. 2 right here.
Very good.
And Zita's Homemade Ice Cream is generously donating ice cream for all to enjoy. So the concert dates are Thursday, July 14th will feature Asbury Fever Band. July 21st is Kinderhook, and July 28th is Kutz. The concerts will be held on Thursday evenings in Centennial Park, starting at 7 p.m., rain or shine. So they bring everybody inside if it rains. So bring a blanket or a lawn chair and enjoy the sounds of the evening. So if rain does prevent an outside performance, it will be held inside the municipal gym.
We're not cooking hot dogs in the gym.
No, not cooking hot dogs there. So the concerts are not possible without generous donations from the sponsors, which include Advanced Financial Federal Credit Union, the Downtown Improvement District, Elefante Music and School for Performing Arts, the New Jersey Sharing Network, New Providence Lions Club, Prestige Diner, Robert T. Robinson Orthodontics, Toronto Orthodontics, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, and Zita's Homemade Ice Cream. So that's the report on
I'm
Business
wondering if
Professional
that
Association.
Asbury Park band that you mentioned is the one they had a couple of years ago that played a lot of Bruce Springsteen.
I think-
Excellent.
I think
They were
it is.
they were
Yeah, I think
good.
that's a Bruce Springsteen.
I see a correlation
Bruce
there.
Springsteen. I see
Yes,
a
that'd be
correlation
great.
as
Okay,
well.
cool.
So Diversity Advisory Committee. So this last Saturday, Mayor Morgan and Councilman DeSarno and I attended Race Unity Day. So the long-anticipated Race Unity Day took place. It was really a great event. There were several booths that were manned by students from the high school, from students from UCVTS, representing all different countries. They handed out bracelets and fans and candy from different countries as well. A lot of great booths and presentations. In the front, there were different dances that were done. For example, Mary Housel did a Native American dance, and then she had a couples two-step, which I participated in. There was a Nepali dance. There was a Halusi performance. There was music performed. There were discussions. Just a whole variety of entertainment put on by our students, both from our high school and from UCVTS. It was a very, very impressive day. Very proud of our students and youth in our town and local areas, just pulling this together. And, it was just an outstanding day. I was happy to be there, happy to participate. So a big thank you to Shonda from the Diversity Committee for all that she did, because she really mobilized the troops and got them out. So it was a great, great day.
There were also students from GL too.
Yes, I think they
So-
provided some handout paperwork as well. And, we did get some handouts from the county as well for Pride Month. So we really covered the full gamut with that event.
I'm really proud of the students. They did a good job. It's some easy thing to organize. And Allison was terrific
Yes.
coordinating all of that.
Yeah, all
But,
the logistics Allison managed.
Yeah,
It was
I asked
outstanding.
Shamil to give me the names of the students who participated, and we're going to give them certificates of appreciation.
And
So-
as well as we should.
Yeah.
As well as we should. So it was a great, great day. So thank you to the Diversity Committee for that. And that's it for me.
Okay, Rob?
I don't remember that whole parking lot fiasco at the Bank of America lot when the new owner came in and started towing the cars that parked there that would go to the diner. So that owner has now sold that property to somebody else here in town. So hopefully they'll put something new and fresh at that location. But that's all I have.
Okay, Lisa?
Okay, so let's see here, where are we? Communication. So earlier this evening, I spoke about adopting the communication plan for the borough. We met as a communication committee, and we reviewed this plan in detail with the help of all the other council members as well. And we made some adjustments to it. So this plan is proactive, it's a living document, it's multi-year, and it can be changed if and when needed. So this is going to be a document that is going to be it's like I said, a living document that is going to kind of shape the way that we move forward, communicating with various means and various channels. The plan will allow us to communicate concisely, effectively throughout the borough, and it's going to help us to build our standard operating procedures for the various committees as well. So that everybody's on the same page, that we all know the rules, and we all kind of follow them. We're talking about maybe doing some training with the committees so that everybody's aware of, what the procedures are, what the policies are, but, so there we are. So that was an accomplishment. So that was communication. Library Board is continuing work on its strategic plan. So that is still underway. And then lastly, we have, and this isn't on the list, so we need to add the Mental Health Committee as a committee. The Mental Health Committee met last week. It was just the co-chairs and Nadine and I as the council liaisons. And really the purpose of that meeting was to just kind of lay out where the committee wants to lead itself, okay? So it's a brand-new committee. It was basically one of our first meetings. Like, where do we want to head this committee? We set a time frame for some short-term goals and objectives. For instance, we are aiming for September. Suicide Prevention Week is September 4th to the 10th, so we would really like to do something for that. We were talking about purple and turquoise, which is a color for suicide prevention. So we do have a lot of ideas that, so we're going to kind of just take small little steps at a time. We also spoke about leveraging resources and collaborating with existing organizations and nonprofits. For example, there's an organization called NAMI, National Association of Mental, I don't know what the I stands for. Institute. National Association of Mental Institute. So that's like a national organization. They've already put together toolkits. They already have information. So we don't need to go out and recreate the wheel. We just need to be able to collaborate with them and use some of their resources. We're also talking about maybe working with the Board of Health. Maybe we can kind of do some things together with them. So we do have action items, looking at a page on the website, talking to the Board of Health, encouraging membership. So if you know of anyone that would be interested in joining the Mental Health Committee, we are looking for members, especially if you're a good grant writer. And just talking to some other folks in town that we can use as a resource.
Yeah, real quick, Councilwoman, I just wanted to thank you for your effort with the communication document. I know you worked very hard with your team, and that was a great document. I look forward to, continuing to make that as best as we can. And like you said, as things change, it constantly evolves and gets better and better. So good, really good work. And then with regard to the library, I participated on the community feedback session, and they're really doing a robust effort and deep dive into, it's actually a very interesting exercise of trying to really see where they want to be in the future. What does the library in New Providence look like in the future as those needs change? So good stuff going on. Thank you.
And to that end, is the survey still live on their website? I believe it is, right?
It is, but it's probably coming close to an end because the consulting group is sort of finalizing, gathering all that information right now.
So if anybody wants to
Yeah.
do it tonight.
Okay, Diane, you're up.
Thank you. So as other people have said, the schools have had their promotions from kindergarten, 6th grade, 8th grade, and their high school graduation. So the schools are officially done. Everybody has moved up. And just to your point about safety, I know intimately that the school system always works with the police department and the town. So there have been many, many comments from the police department about how well we work with each other, and so that safety is always foremost in everybody's mind too. So, and I believe the Board of Education has their next meeting on Thursday, the 30th. And that's it.
Okay, couple things I forgot. Chat with the mayor is Friday, 6:30 to 8. The other thing, we brought up the July 3rd Independence Day celebration, which is at 9:30. I want everybody to be aware that South Street is not going to be closed this year. So you can sit along South Street, but, just be very careful that, there will be traffic there. There's other places to go, like the high school field, over by the community pool parking lot, and OLP. There's a lot of different places where you can sit and see the fireworks. There will be police out there, but, just want everybody to be safe. The other thing is that there was an individual that passed away the other day. His name was Patinelli. He was 92 years old. He was a lifelong resident of New Providence. He was first chairman of the Historical Preservation Committee. He donated all his time doing all the excavating out in Centennial Park, which saved us a ton of money. So at this time, in his honor, I'd just like to have a moment of silence. Please stand. Thank you. Okay. At this time, Bernadette, do you have anything?
I just have a few things, Mayor. I just
Okay.
want to remind everyone that although it is a holiday weekend, the DPW yard is open for recycling this weekend. Please check the website for what's acceptable down at the yard. And if anyone has not already downloaded the Recycle app, it's a great tool, and it really is very specific to your address, and it gives you reminders when your garbage is going out, when you're recycling, when there's different events in the county. So it really is a useful tool, and I know everyone's always asking, like, it was a holiday, did my garbage get moved? The app actually tells you when it got moved to, so it really is great. And the only other thing I wanted to mention is that the vendor that we use for Oprah requests and a few other things online is doing maintenance over the holiday weekend. So you will not be able to do an Oprah request online from, I believe it's July 1st to the 5th. So we're closed anyway, but if you were looking to that, you'll have to wait.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. This time we have public comments. Anybody wishing to address council, raise their hand. Yes, sir.
Hi, Aditya Krishnan, 14 Woodland Road. I'm also the secretary of the New Providence Cricket Club, which is a non-profit registered in town. We wanted to take the opportunity to thank the council, the mayor, particularly Councilman Kumiski, for the time that you have been spending with us in trying to get the cricket pitch. Our members are very excited to finally see an explicit entry in the council agenda about the installation of a pitch. Even kids and women who are interested to play are quite excited. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you for giving this your due consideration. While I'm here, I also had just a couple of questions. Just in terms of understanding this, I understand the resolution is to appoint Collier Engineering and Design for the survey design and vendor coordination. Would there be a future or an additional resolution if based on what the court or whatever comes back in terms of actually doing the work, or is this the inclusive of all the expenses?
I don't think we do, actually. We're using the co-op, so I'm not sure if we need to go for an ordinance, right? Correct me if I'm wrong? So we could award it to the co-op. So by allowing Collier, by passing the ordinance tonight, the engineer can now engage the services of the co-op and look at, the vendors. And I guess you vet through the vendors through the co-op, or?
Yeah, we'll go through, there's many co-ops you go through. There's a few vendors that actually do this type of work, so it's pretty narrowed down. But yeah, we'll go through the co-op and find out, get the pricing and schedule and all that. That's all through the co-op, you don't have to adopt the resolution.
Right.
But there will be a resolution for the purchase of.
Right.
So
Right.
there'll be a separate resolution.
Yeah. So
for that.
once we identify who that is, and then we have to approve actually paying them.
Exactly.
As you can see, government works. It's slow, but we get there.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Alan?
A couple of quick questions. Is the application for the safe routes or the plan grant, is that available? And is that something that's just out there?
We were actually just the one that was just awarded, we're going to update the website to include the 3 current ones that are, so all of that information will be updated probably within the next week.
And the communication plan, that's available too?
That is available.
It will be. It was adopted tonight, so nothing gets posted until it's adopted.
Oh, okay. All right. Those were just 2 quick questions. I'm curious, why is South Street not closed?
We didn't know if we were going to be able to fund the fireworks. We found the funding. We thought it was important for the community to celebrate America, especially after COVID. We've been shut down. So it's actually that we have to get permission from the county. It didn't line up because their council meeting is later on. We didn't have time.
The county won't let you close, what is it, 500,
It
600?
was, yeah.
It has
was
to go on their agenda,
Yeah.
just like it would have to go on ours.
And it was actually our fault. We'll take the blame for that one. And I want to blame the county. You know, we didn't know what we were going to do until the last minute.
Nothing can be done? I mean, I was just
No.
out riding today and all, and I was thinking about that. I stopped for a while and sat on a bench at South Street, and just made me, I wasn't even planning on coming tonight. I thought, wait a minute, they're not going to close South Street, and they're going to be having
Well,
fireworks here?
years ago,
It was never closed.
it was never closed.
Really?
So,
It's a recent thing.
that is very recent when the business community wanted to set up their tents and all that stuff along South Street. The business community isn't doing it anymore. So, you know,
Well, the business community aside, it just seems like there are going to be a lot of people going down there who are going to
but there's
just
plenty
feel
of,
like it's going to be like every other year and going to get a surprise, I think, because it's not something that I think a lot of people are.
well, there've been
I've
police
had,
officers out
what's
there.
happened is that, you know, I talk to people and stuff, and I've had a couple of people come to me and say, you know, what's going on? Why isn't South Street going to be
Well,
closed?
that's the reason.
Well, the good news is there's all that parking in OLP, there's all the parking in the pool parking lot, and in and around OLP is a little bit more of the focus, because the fireworks go off on that field, that's right there.
Yeah, well,
So I know personally, we always park in OLP,
Yeah.
and we're even gonna have like a little DJ that's gonna be in there, so really the focus is gonna be, you know, on OLP, people parking in the pool parking lot, the sharing network. So really, everything's going to be away from South Street. So people can really go wherever they would like, bring a chair, favorite blanket, kind of crash out wherever you usually do and watch the fireworks. So
Bug spray.
it's
I just have a
going to be
concern.
bug spray, bring the bug spray. It's going
Well,
to be a great time.
I
Quite
just,
frankly, the street was only closed from Gales to,
no, I know, that's why I'm surprised.
Sure.
It's, like I said, it's, what is it, 600 feet, some 500,
Yeah.
600
but,
feet?
you know, they used
so
to
the-
close
so
it
the-
because
you were-
they put the DJ there, the big truck, and they had the chalk drawing and all that. The business community, they found it more effective to fund National Night Out on Pioneer Drive. So, you know,
No, I get it. I actually understand I understand all of everything that
Yeah.
you've said. It just seems like it makes no sense not to get with the people coming down historically all over South Street, and then all of a sudden, well, not this year, but next year we'll be.
well, we did put it out there.
I know. It's just
So-
it's just that like I said, I'm only here because I've run into people who are saying, "What the heck is going on?" You know, oh, you go over to these meetings. What's going on? You know, that kind of thing. You
Well,
know,
I mean, it's really
that's what happens.
important to note too that, right, we didn't have them last year, right? And we almost didn't have them again this year, right? So, you know, we did step up and we're having them. That's the important thing, right? So we're gonna have them. Unfortunately, the road is gonna be shut
So-
down, but we're having them. And to me,
Thank
4th
God
of
for
July
Bernadette.
is a
Thank God for
celebration of our
Bernadette
country,
finding
so-
some money someplace. Because we wouldn't have been able to have July 4th, but we think it's so important, especially now, to celebrate America's birthday.
So you don't want me to get on the phone with Chairman Mirabella tomorrow?
Get on the phone with them.
I mean, it's not,
We're good.
I
I
think
can
you take
talk
my
to
call,
Al
actually.
anytime, but, they have procedures like we do.
I know.
Nothing gets changed on the agenda after the Wednesday before. It's just, when you need something from the county, every time I call them, they give me what I need and usually more. But, they have the same rules we do, and I understand them.
Well, that's why I came. It just seemed unusual and didn't make sense. Why couldn't you just say to the county, come on, that sort of thing?
Well, the trouble is, they didn't have a commissioner meeting, so it didn't fall in the right time frame. So, okay.
Thank
Gotta
you.
follow the rules.
Yes, Steve?
Hello, everybody. Steve Corellis, 35 Sycamore Avenue, Berkeley Heights. You know who I am, but also for the record, I'm the Director of Government and Public Affairs for the New Jersey chapter of the National Motorist Association and a licensed professional engineer. I'm back here because there's an ordinance related to traffic. And I had some questions, figured I'd learn something, and I was pleasantly surprised that you actually talked about it at the time of introduction, and are prepared to do something for the public hearing. One of the things I've talked about in general when these ordinances come out is that you kind of indicate what's changing, and it helps with transparency, and people understand what's changing, or they think a lot might be going on when there's only a few things. And so I came to ask about that. I tried to do some research online. I went to the E-code system, and I don't think it's still current, but it did kind of narrow down what's probably changing. So I figure we've got Kevin here. That question can be answered. I heard in the discussion tonight that Balcom Road seems like is the one that's going to change to one way. That's correct. Is there another one, or is that it?
Pioneer Drive.
Yep, those are the two.
They're the same road.
Okay, process of elimination, and this kind of got that from context. Process of elimination, those are the ones. And are the left turn prohibition, or the turn prohibitions related to this discussed project, or are they just other things that happen to be changing?
They're related.
All related.
The ones on High and Westview.
So for South, are you talking about South Street?
Well, I don't know, there's just, the way this works is you're going to replace whatever's in the code with whatever's shown here, and the only thing that I know that don't see in the code is the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jones Drive and Hawthorne, Union Avenue and Fairview Central. Those are the ones that.
Those are currently in place.
Yeah. So is there any? Which one in the table is, or two, or whatever, are changing for the turn prohibition?
On South Street, but
Yeah.
before we change that, we have to get permission.
We need county permission before we
Yeah.
can do that, so it's not on there yet.
Oh, so there's nothing changing as far as term prohibitions that are in this ordinance?
No,
I was going to say, Matt.
as of yet. We have to get permission from the county for South Street.
Oh, is it the High Street and South Street
Yes,
line?
and Westview.
Okay, that's the one, if you have permission, that's the one
Yeah.
that's changing in the list, okay. And I guess related to what I heard tonight, I was pleased to hear questions asked that I asked you to ask about, are we, following all the state statutes regarding making changes if applicable? And I heard some things in that regard. I just want to, remind you at prior appearances, I've discussed state statute 39:4-8, subsection B, that, lets a municipality establish by ordinance, like you're planning to do, any of the traffic control provisions that happen to be in this other statute, 39:4-197. And to do so, the municipal engineer role, which, is Kevin or one of his associates at his firm, under the seal of, as a licensed professional engineer, must certify to you folks, the governing body, that the designation they want to make follows the requirements in the statute. And basically, it's the interest of traffic safety, expedition of traffic, meets the standards of the manual and uniform traffic control devices, consistent with accepted engineering standards, and is based on the results of an engineering study. And when you refer to the things you can do in that section 147, I have it here with me. I just want to point out, because we've dealt with it before, because we've dealt with stop signs, we've dealt with speed limits. A is altering speed limits, and there's C, designating one-way streets. So I just hope you comprehensively follow the statute on what's required to be certified and signed off. And it's not just a letter saying, oh, we agree with the police, and so on and so forth. And, as you asked, if you want a letter of the law defined to do this, and when residents come back who don't like what you're doing, you need its justification. So,
We are following the letter of the law.
that's like, well, us and DOT and the Attorney General's office will be the judge of that, but we hope you do. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to address council? Seeing no one, I declare the public hearing closed. I need a motion for items 1 through 47 minus number 14.
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Mr. Jusarno?
Aye.
Mrs. Jeffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Munoz?
Yes.
Mrs. Knight?
Yes.
Mrs. Belisca?
Aye.
Okay, motion for item 14, please.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Jusarno?
Aye.
Mrs. Jeffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Munoz?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
Mrs. Belisca?
Aye.
Okay, have a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
And before we close out the meeting, I just want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. And just be safe out there, enjoy your weekend. All in favor?
Aye.
No? So be it. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.